Well, here I am. I've come into the solar park now. They really have been busy putting up all these uprights. So I'm going to walk down through them. So they put down a track, and then basically every, I don't know, 12 foot or so are these uprights, which, so they've whacked in basically a galvanised girder straight into the ground. That's what all the banging noise is, which I can hear quite a lot of. And then this presumably are the clips that the solar panels will clip onto, and that's not actually secured at the moment, but perhaps the weight of the panels will keep that on there. But I mean, it's quite a massive site really when you start seeing it like this. What's interesting is that they talk about having, you know, the low impact of a solar farm, but you can actually see it's not leaving the ground actually that undisturbed, because they've put a track down, which obviously isn't particularly great for growing anything in. But also, you know, look at the piles of rubble and everything over there that have been dug up and churned up and chucked onto the soil. It's certainly not low impact like I think it is, but also the sheer noise. The noise is quite considerable. I don't know what that is. Maybe that's the trenches where they're going to put the cabling, because of course all these panels have got to be connected up to the national grid to put the energy back in. So they've dug a big channel, which I can only assume will be where they bury a cable. Can't be certain. It's pretty rocky down there. And if I pan over, you can just see they've put a roadway in down through, another roadway from connecting up to other fields that are further up the top there. There's all their plant, and there's the cabling there, drums of cables. And then further on up here is where their main depot is. I might be able to go up there and have a quick look. But it's certainly a big site. I'm not sure whether that field over there is going to have panels in it or not. At the moment none, but there's over there is. But yeah, I'm going to come back hopefully and have a look when the panels are in place. I'm just looking actually over here, there's the ones that they've put upright, and you can see next to it, these are the girders they're putting in, and these are the ones they haven't finished yet, and there's all the bolts to put them together. So basically someone's just going along driving these in, and those haven't been driven in yet. They're still high up, whereas those ones have, and then attaching the girders. So that's what's going on at the moment, just putting in all the infrastructure, which is very noisy and quite disruptive. A lot of lorries getting lost. So I'm up actually at the main site now, and you can really see here where they're really working. We've got all the plant, but what a mess they've made of the field. It's certainly a bit different from the pictures they showed on the artist's impression when it was all looking very, very lovely. I know this will all settle down to back to green fields eventually, but at the moment it's just a muddy mess. Got a lot of plant. They do have a lot of people working up here. You know, they're really cracking on. I think they're really concerned about getting it done in time for when they can get the tariff. I'm not going to go over there because it's too muddy, but almost looks like a bomb site with a kind of, you know, the anti-tank defences almost. But there's their main site over the back there, and there's the piles of, if you look there, there's the piles of all the uprights they're putting in. I think that machine over there might be the rammer that they're using to bang the posting, because it looks like a post rammer. I can't be 100% sure. And there's the cabling, there's the reels of cable. My battery light's flashing, so I might cut out in a minute. But I'm just going to have a quick look at this. This is the reels of cable, and you can see there that's must be using later on to connect up all the panels. And there's their site office. So eventually the panels will come in. I noticed these ones are off the ground now. The ones I was seeing, the uprights that they're going to hold the panels, are now being positioned a bit more upright. The ones I was seeing in the other field were on the ground, those sort of struts, but they've been lifted up. And see, they put a strut in underneath to support it there. So that's the angle they're going to be at, and the panels will be on there. But there's no sign of panels yet, because I guess you don't want to put the expensive bit up until right at the very end. And also imagine they're quite fragile and they get broken. Anyway, I'm going to head off now, but I'll hopefully come back again and have another look when the panels are up. Well, I've nipped up the other side of the field, very muddy through here again, because I realised they've actually finished the stands for the panels here, and you can see what they've done. They've got those uprights going in there, and then they've got the horizontals across to put the panels on. They've also got the cabling starting to be put in, so that's going to come through there. I don't expect there's anything connected up yet, but quite a sight really to see all this. And it's very muddy and messy. I'm not really sure what you'd be able to do with the field afterwards. They talk about putting sheep and stuff around it, and cattle perhaps, but I think cattle would damage the panels, but sheep would be quite a nightmare trying to track them down and keep them. I don't know, you try and round up a load of sheep amongst this lot. Interesting anyway, but I'm not going to walk on up there much further. Can't really see much point in going to see any more, but you can see the massive area that these panels are going to cover, because they're all bolted together in big long runs. I had no idea quite what to expect really, and that's part of the reason why I was interested in filming a solar farm. Is that I had no idea how it worked, but basically it's big long runs of steel holding up the panels with sort of girders stuck in the ground, and I guess they could be removed at some point, but you're making quite an impact on here, and I'm not convinced that you're going to take all this out after 25 years, which is the lifetime supposedly of this solar park, because realistically you put all the infrastructure in, surely you wouldn't want to just get rid of it. Anyway, I think that's enough filming of that. I'll come back and film it when it's all finished, whenever that is.